says we're on XSplit. Okay, cool, cool. And how's the mic levels for you guys? Hey, total sickness. Can you guys hear us okay? Very quiet. Is it on just my mic? How about now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me any better? Trying to increase the sound levels here, so let me know. How about now? Any better? We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. If you can't hear either me or Orioto, I'm gonna keep on increasing the levels as we're talking here. Yeah, I increased the level to the max level on XSplit. Um, maybe this might help. Hello, hello. How does that? Hopefully it's not an echo. That's always the worst situation. Okay, a little better. All right. So, all right. So I apologize to Orioto here. Orioto, I think I was just asking you a bit about how you got into gaming art, right?
Yeah, so I was telling you as I was watching. I think I saw a Sonic 2 remake done by some guys on a forum, and I at that point I wanted to try just to do like a picture of Sonic 2 to see how it would look, and well, it was pretty successful. So I just went on with that for several years now.
Hmm. And so how long have you been, what have you been playing, I guess, that it kind of inspired you to, create gaming art? Were you always a lifelong gamer?
Well, lifelong, I don't know. Yeah, I started pretty late. I think I started when I was 11, I
Uh-huh.
think. So in 92.
Hmm.
So it was, I didn't know all the 8-byte era, like the NES and all that. I didn't have an NES.
Mm.
So I had my first console, basically, it was a Genesis
Yeah.
and then a SNES. And so yeah, I started with like Mario and Sonic and all those stuff.
That's
And
cool.
I went, yeah,
So, we're playing Yoshi's Island right now, which is a game
yeah.
you chose. Can you give us a reason? Can you give us a little bit of a background about your familiarity with the game and why you like it so much?
Well, I think Yoshi's Island is one of the. I mean, it's a game that has one of the strongest art direction I think ever.
Mm.
It's really for a SNES game. It's pretty incredible how much it doesn't look like any other SNES game, and it's so natural and sketchy and all that. So it's a big inspiration for me. Yeah.
That's cool. Um, did you, what is your favorite, I guess, aspect about the game or favorite level throughout the game?
Well, I think the beginning. I mean, I really like the. I did a picture of the forest with the kind of mushrooms that makes you all crazy.
Hmm.
I think I really like, yeah, those levels and everything in the game is really pretty. Honestly, it's not a super long game,
Hmm.
and it's really wonderful. And I
Nice.
to people who told me I on the chat.
It's
I'm
the
trying to read that too. It's complicated to focus on too many English things in the same time.
it's understandable. Where did you first post your art, if you don't mind me asking?
Sorry?
Where did you first post your art? Did you start on DeviantArt? Did you start on?
Yeah, I started on DeviantArt because I was there for some times already, and I had some audience
Mhm.
there. And then I posted a lot on NewGaf,
Mhm.
the forum, and that's where I think people noticed me, like video game sites and all that. They noticed me on NeoGAF probably.
Mm. Yeah, I mean that's where I originally saw your art personally, so um, definitely been following ever since then.
Yeah, NeoGAF is a good way to be noticed. There was a lot of people there,
Mm.
a lot of people from gaming sites and all that.
Yeah. We have one question from Zigzag asking, uh, will you do an elaborate Pokemon pinball painting?
Oh wow, that's niche. I don't even know that game actually.
Mm.
I should watch what it is. Actually, I did one Pokemon art,
Mm.
and I don't know. It wasn't really successful because I think people who want Pokemon art they really like the characters. I mean, the Pokemons. I mean, you have to base your art on a lot of Pokemons. I think they don't really care about the backgrounds and stuff.
Mm.
And my art is really about the mood and the backgrounds more than doing fan services with a lot of characters. So
Mm.
I don't know if I'm really good for Pokemon art, but
Mm.
I'll try again. I don't know if I do the pinball game, but
Uh-huh.
I'll try to do more Pokemon art.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Absolutely not.
It's good to know.
I don't know. I'd say Pikachu because that's the only one
Mm.
I really know about.
Um, Other than I guess Yoshi's Island, what other games really inspire you that you really enjoy personally?
Well, on SNES, I would say Mario World,
Hmm.
obviously. Um, Final Fantasy VI is my absolute favorite game ever,
Yeah.
and also Final Fantasies, but the six is really important for me. And yeah, on SNES, there are some less known games like I'm a big fan of Uni Rally
Hmm.
or Uni Racer. I'm not sure the name is different in Europe and United States. But yeah, Uni Rally that's a rare game, I think.
Hmm.
I'm not even sure it's rare. Um, it was really a great game. And I don't know. I when I was a kid, I bought some bad games like Jurassic Park,
Uh-huh.
for example, on SNES, which wasn't a great game. Let's be honest. I was a big fan of Pokken Rocky, which is great.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a picture with Pokken Rocky, but it's not really a super famous game. But I'm really a big fan of that game. I would love a sequel to that game actually.
Mm. And you never know in this day of Kickstarter and
Yeah, but the
mhm.
Kickstarter, I think it works for Shenmue and Castlevania, but for Pokken Rocky, I'm not sure it will be super successful.
No, true, true. How do you choose your projects, like what you make, and do you take fan requests or do you just, whatever comes to mind, you create?
For now, I don't take personal requests.
Mhm.
Maybe I could do it in the future. I'll see about that. But no, generally, I choose. Depends. Sometimes ago, I was choosing randomly based on yeah that game would give an interesting picture, so I was choosing that game.
Mm.
But actually now that I'm trying to actually make a living of my posters,
Yeah.
I need to be a little more realistic. That means I have to do the things that people really like,
Mm.
because unfortunately, like when you do Final Fantasy posters, it will sell more than Altered Beast posters or
Mhm.
something like I don't know an Echo the Dolphin poster. So you have to do the games that works basically Zelda and Final Fantasy. But
So,
I'm trying
yeah.
to yeah.
I was just gonna say it's a balance of like seeing what the fans want versus what you want as well.
Yeah, and I mean I'm trying to have like once every 2 week I do something that will really work like Final Fantasy or Zelda, and
Mm.
in between I can do things that people ask or that are less popular. Like I mean I did um, Demon Soul poster, for
Yeah.
example, and well, it was not super popular, but it was interesting to do, and it was different from what I do usually. And
Mm.
I have a lot of games I'd like to do. Like I want to do another Another World picture
Yeah.
because I'm a really big fan of that game. Um, I want to do a night picture, night into dream picture.
Mm.
I mean, like lots of I like to give more love to Sega, but it's tough. Sega fans know about that. It's tough for any Sega fans out there.
Yeah. Um, we have a question, another question. Have you ever given up on a painting you were doing, or were you ever frustrated?
Yeah, I started actually. That was embarrassing because I had some kind of contest on NeoGAF,
Mm.
and the guy who guessed my new picture, he could choose my next picture, and he chose Metal Slug,
Yeah.
which I really love. I love SNK, but the problem with SNK is that their games are so pretty that I just, I mean, my painting will be less detailed than the original game, so it's just not possible.
Mm.
So I gave up on the Metal Slug one, but I hope I can do something with SNK
Yeah.
later. Like I'd love to do something with their fighting games, like something with King of Fighters or Fatal Fury or something like that. But
Nice.
it's really complicated because it's I mean it's already so good looking
Mm.
that it puts the bar pretty high.
So, out of curiosity, then, how do you, I guess, when you're approaching a fan art project, how do you remodel it? Are you trying to make it more realistic, or are you just trying to be inspired in another art style, or just from the original art style?
Um, Before it was really depending on the game. Now I'm trying to have a coherent, recurrent art style.
Hmm.
So I learned in the last months. I learned what was my strengths and what I should focus on to have something current.
Yeah.
So basically, now I know I'm good with mixing colors and um, different light sources and things like that. So
Mm.
I will try to find a scene that can let me have fun with that.
Mm.
For example, I'm doing Final Fantasy VII art,
Yeah.
like the right after the death of Eris,
Yeah.
and I choose that time when a cloud is walking in the water with Eris, because it's really eerie and there are a lot of pretty lights everywhere and things like that. So I know I'll be good with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to find the things in a game that will let me how can I say that? Let me be good with my art style and all that.
Hmm. Um, you seem to be more focused on, retro games more than modern games. Is that true?
Yeah, well, clearly I'm doing retro games because I mean, I'm working with nostalgia, so
Mm.
there's no real nostalgia with like I know people sometimes ask me for modern games, like I've been asked for Splatoon art
Mm.
a lot, but it's not the same thing because it will be more some kind of promotional thing, but
Yeah.
it won't be like, oh my god, I remember Splatoon. It was so great when I was a kid, and I want a poster in my living room
Mm.
because people don't have this kind of nostalgia for a game that was released 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I have to at least now I can go before I was in the 90s. Now I can go until the maybe the GameCube, PS2 era.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that. Like, how far do you go back then? If you're looking for nostalgia at that point.
How
So,
far? Well, there are no limits. I mean, I won't go to now. I guess I can do even a PS3 game
yeah.
as long as I don't think it will be that popular. I think it's different
Mm.
because the thing is, for people to actually buy a poster
Hmm.
of a game and put it in their living room, they have to be it has to be something really special for them,
Yeah.
you know. And it works with the things they played when they were a kid, but
Mm.
as I have people who are, I mean, my public can be from 40 to 20, so I have uh, some people in my audience that were kids when there was the PS2, so they can be really nostalgic of PS2 games.
Yeah.
But I think that's the limit probably, and that's a lot. There are a lot of games in that era that I never really do.
Yeah.
Even PlayStation or PlayStation 2, or even why not like Xbox games or things like that. I never did art for a lot of games, so I have a lot to do yet.
No, I understand. Oh. Um, it's funny. Sorry, it's funny when I'm getting to these sections where I have to concentrate really hard and then ask a question. Um, can you tell me a little bit more about maybe one of your favorite pieces you've ever done?
My favorite pieces, I think, is the Yoshi Island I did most recently, like
Hmm.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
Not the one you displayed there, but most recent, which is the introduction of Yoshi Island
Mm.
when there's the baby in the forest.
Yeah.
That one I really love it because it's well, I think it's I mean, it's just as an artist, it's my most advanced art technically. I mean, I really uh, tried complicated thing with the colors and all that, and
Mm.
I think that art. I can say that I think that art is really good to show what I want to achieve in terms of colors and things like that. Because there
Mm.
are a lot of colors and they blend together and everything is coherent and it's pretty complex and soft in the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of this one. Yeah.
That's cool. What's in one of your most popular pieces that people you think really resonated with?
The first one was the Link to the Past one
Mm.
at the beginning of the game with the rain.
Yeah, yeah, I remember the
Uh,
piece. It's a top-down view, right? Just
yeah,
like the
this
game.
one is clearly the one that um, strike the right chord with people. I think it's I don't know. It's just I think it's what people wait from my stuff. It's really it's the exact memory of the game, and yet it looks like you would imagine it in a dream, not exactly like it was in the game. I think
Mm.
it's yeah, it defines what people think about when they think about my stuff. I think.
Yeah. Here's a question, and I'm going to add to it too. Have you ever tried animating your art style before?
Did I try that? Not really. I don't think I tried that.
Mm. But then another question on top of that, a Twitter user reminded me that you at one point released like 3D images using the 3DS, and you played around with some different image types. Is that true?
Oh, I didn't understand that.
Oh yeah. So
So,
at one point, did you release some of your images, your artwork, 3D, and
oh,
yeah.
yeah, and I stopped doing that.
Hmm.
I stopped doing that because it's not really. The thing is to do that. Um, it's actually pain in the ass. You have to keep your work in a certain organization so you can actually do that after that.
Hmm.
And with my actual style, I'm doing a lot of post processing stuff on the picture.
Mm.
So I blend things and all that, so I couldn't do the 3D picture after that. And it was, I mean, I had fun doing that at first because I had a 3DS and I wanted to have fun with it because
Yeah.
I wanted to see my hand picture with it. So I did it and people liked it. But the thing is, it's not really, it's funny to look at, but
Mm.
it's not really useful because you cannot even use it as wallpaper on 3DS nor
Mm.
anything.
Yeah.
So in the end, I was like, it's a lot of effort for not a lot because I mean, people are happy when I do it, but it doesn't bring anything in the end. It's not even useful for them. It's just so yeah, I kind of stopped that now.
Mm. Um, I guess what is yeah.
We'll see if next portable from Nintendo is 3D. Maybe if it's still 3D, I'll do it again. I'll say.
Mm. That's cool. What is one of your dream projects that you love to do or work on? Something that, or collaborate with, or work for someone.
Oh well, the thing is, I'm from I studied cinema, so I like to write stories and things like that.
Mm.
So I'd really love to like create my own little RPG, like um Mother, Earthbound like
Yeah.
RPG or something like that. But if I cannot really do that by myself, and it's pretty difficult on internet to find people to help you with stuff.
Mm.
And I have another problem is the language. I don't think I could write it in English directly, so I will have to write it in French. But
Mm.
then if I do it in French, nobody will care in France.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are a lot of barriers for me to do what I want. But I really like to create my own stuff and create stories and things like that. I have that kind of fantasy of a little RPG with I don't know with a really mature writing
Yeah.
on it.
So, but
But yeah,
yeah, you're inspired by games like you said Mother, Earthbound, and you want to make those kind of styles games.
yeah, and especially in terms of gameplay, uh, but in terms of an RPG being really sensitive and about the writing and the mood and that
Mm.
kind of stuff.
What do you play nowadays? Do you still game a lot on your own, or are you more of a, retro game player in that sense?
Well, no, I have PS4 and I'm trying to play it, but like actually I played it yesterday night. I
Hmm.
played Drive Club,
Yeah.
but I didn't touch it for like 2 months, so I had to I had to do something because I don't like I'm always working on my stuff and
Mm.
it's difficult to say at some point let's stop and plug the PS4 I mean and open the PS4 and play it. So you just don't play it for a lot of time and then you forget about it. It's pretty bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, I played Drive Club yesterday, which is really too hard. I was pissed at the game because when you're using the high performance cars,
Hmm.
it's really tough to control what you do.
Mm.
But I really like Drive Club. But I played it at first because I like the graphics and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not really into car sims. I mean, it's not a sim, but it's really difficult. So you don't really have the benefit not of the game not being a sim because it's as difficult as a sim in the end.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Mario Kart for sure.
Yeah, it's not Mario Kart. But when actually my favorite racers are not sims at all, but there are games that are really intuitive.
Hmm.
They are like Wave Race or
Yeah.
Sega Rally.
Mm.
There are both games that are really intuitive. You don't have to know how a car works to play them. You feel the way you can drive your vehicle,
Mm.
and that's the kind of thing I like. And I loved MotorStorm RC, for example,
Yeah.
on Vita because it was really intuitive. But it was Drive Club is more on the sim side, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Um, I guess relating, I thought about a question while you were talking about that. How long do these projects usually take you for your artwork on an average?
Um, I'd say between 20 and 30 hours.
Hmm. And
Uh,
what has been your most complicated project? Like how long did your most complicated project take?
Well, I did those frescoes. I don't know if you saw it. Like I did some frescoes of RPGs
Mm.
and platformers, and I think the longer was the Final Fantasy VI fresco because you had like 20, more than 20 scenes on the poster, and each scene was like 5 hours of work. So yeah, that was like a big work.
Yeah, I see. And you were saying Final Fantasy VI is very important for you. How come?
Yeah. Sorry.
Why was it an important game for you?
Oh, well, I'm haunted by that game. Basically, it's something really special for me. It's
Mm.
yeah. On NeoGAF there was like a guy doing a thread about Final Fantasy 6 and how he played it now, and he was thinking it wasn't that good, and he
Hmm.
was comparing it to modern Final Fantasy and was saying it's not really the characters are not really complex and all that, but it's far above all that.
Hmm.
It's something else. It's really something really artsy and sensitive and it's so much. To me, Final Fantasy 6 is more grown up in his ideas and all that than any
Hmm.
game now.
Yeah.
It's something really special. stories are so sad. I mean, it's a game that's really sad. No other Final Fantasy are that sad. And the music, I mean, I'm not going to talk about Final Fantasy 6 music. Everyone knows it. They are something special.
Mm.
And yeah, I've played the game 2 or 3 times when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and like yeah, it's something really special for me. It doesn't. There are no other video games like that for me. It's
Mm.
just something else,
I see.
actually.
And is the Opera House scene one of your favorite scenes then? I remember you recreated that as a fan art piece, right?
Yeah, sorry.
The Opera House, the scene?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't even have a favorite scene. Honestly, the game is just wonderful. The introduction is wonderful.
Mm.
Everything is wonderful. The writing to me in that game is perfect in terms of how they tell the story, how they make you change from a character to another character, or how they make you attach to character that you didn't like in the first place.
Yeah.
Actually, like when I was talking about Earthbound,
Yeah.
and I was talking about doing a game with really good writing and all that. Like my favorite TV show is The Wire,
Uh-huh.
like a lot of people, and my favorite season of The Wire is the fourth season, like most people when they were kids.
Yeah.
And my there is something about that in to me with Final Fantasy 6. There is something about a lot of really um, likable characters, and
Mm.
there's something really complex in the global picture,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, and that's my actually if I wanted to, if I could write like an RPG, my reference would be David Simons and The Wire. Actually,
Mm.
my dream is like an RPG written like The Wire.
Mm.
That's a weird thing, but
That's cool though, you know. I guess my final couple of questions here for you. Um, you talked about The Wire. What are some of your other inspirations in terms of your artwork and the way you think creatively?
well, for my current style, my biggest inspiration is basically paintings from the like 18th, 17th century
Hmm.
Russian painters. Wait, I just have to. While I'm talking, I'm going to see the name because I wouldn't remember because I never remember the name of that Russian painter. But um, okay, so it's just there. Yeah, Russian painters and some French painters, but from the 70s and 17th and 18th century landscape, basically.
Hmm.
Not like portraits or biblical things, but more landscapes.
Mm.
So I'm just going to find that.
Yeah, no worries. And I mean, while you're finding it, I mean, I think I can definitely see that inspiration in your artwork.
Yeah, the name, there are two of them actually that I really like. There is one who's called Ivan Konstantinovich Ivazovsky,
Ivoski.
and he's basically a big, is drawing skies and seas, like
Mm.
a lot of sea paintings. And I've referenced him directly in I did a Pencil Dragoon
Yeah.
art some times ago, and it was basically exactly like a painting of his.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there is another who has the same name, was called Ivan Ivanovich,
Hmm.
was basically the father of all concept artists right now, who does great landscapes for AAA games and all that. Such
Nice.
is really great.
Very cool.
So that's the kind of thing I'm trying to have this kind of render, and I want to have something organic like that doesn't, because I think there is something interesting there because video games are electronic. They are all about pixels and
Yeah.
polygons and stuff. They are sharp,
Hmm.
and painting, it's not that at all. It's organic. It's not really defined. It has um, some texture. I mean, it's really different than a video game actually.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting to, if I do a scene of a video game, it's really interesting to give it some um, different body, so that it can so that the memory of it can have a different different layer.
Hmm.
So so the idea to work with an old style like that, rather than like people doing digital art
Yeah.
on internet, they do something pretty sharp with Photoshop brushes and all that.
Hmm.
And I try to not have that. I try to have something that is really that looks like thick painting on some canvas,
Yeah.
because there wasn't any video games when painting were done like that, you know.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to mix two different things that are so far away in time.
Mm. Um, I guess my last two questions maybe. What are you working on next? What's your next big project?
Well, right now I'm finishing the Final Fantasy VII art,
Mhm.
which will be finished tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's soon. And actually, I don't know what I'm going to do next week,
Hmm.
but it won't be. I mean, it will be something not Final Fantasy nor Zelda.
Mm.
So I have several things I like to do. So I don't know if it will be a Sonic picture or a Night picture. Maybe something Sega. I would like to do a Res picture too,
Nice. Yeah.
but I have to see if I can do something interesting with it. I have to try some things. So yeah, a lot of things. I have a lot of things to do, and it's just a question of what will be the next one. But
Mm. I got
I
it.
also have a
Oh, hello? Still there?
Donkey Kong art to do that
Yeah.
I've been. Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also have a Donkey Kong picture I have to do.
Hmm.
Like maybe the water level from the first Donkey Kong. I
Hmm.
like to do.
Yeah. You have a quite a busy palette on your plate.
Yeah, lot of things to do.
Yeah. And for anyone that's looking for your work, where can they find it?
Well, on Redbubble, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the link just like that. I
Hmm.
can write it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll include it in the description. We'll put the archive on YouTube, and we'll
Yeah,
include it all in the description.
yeah. You can find basically. I'm struggling right now to find a way to have everything in one place that is pretty. So I have to use different sites, and all sites are not especially good for everything.
Hmm.
So it's not really easy. Like I have my Facebook site, uh, where I mostly talk to people, and I can give news about what I do and all that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Facebook is not good to have a portfolio because the quality is really bad on Facebook for the pictures.
Hmm.
So I don't really have a perfect place for a portfolio right now. So I'm working on it. But yeah, there is Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Tumblr.
Hmm.
You can find me everywhere, and even on NeoGAF if you want.
Okay.
You can subscribe to the thread.
Very cool. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for talking with us, and I think for all your fans, we really appreciate your artwork, and hope to see more in the future.
Well, thanks to you. Thanks for that.
Good stuff. For anyone looking for an archive of this, we'll put it on YouTube later today, and just look for it on Twitter. We'll tweet it out at official_AIAS. And we'll be back next week, as we do every week. I believe next week is 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be talking with Double Fine. So, yeah, thank you again, Arita, and to everybody. Until next week, we'll see you later. Thank you, guys.